Hey again, I'm doing another Introduce My Doll and Her Collection videos, which is very obvious from the thumbnail and the doll beside me. It's Maryellen, who I have set up in her old version of the Seaside Diner. And the reason I wanted to record this tonight, it's Friday night when I'm recording, is because tomorrow I'm driving out to pick up her new version of the Seaside Diner, which I ordered on back order back in November, December, around there, when it was supposed to be a month or two. And then it kept getting bumped and bumped and bumped. And so it's finally, well, it's been there for a few weeks, but I haven't been able to go back. So I'm really excited to pick it up tomorrow. And that's why I'm excited to share my Maryellen doll and her friends, as I like to call them, Maryellen and friends. And what's different about her from my other main doll, like main character dolls, is she's part of like a little trio in my story, in my brain. And if you've seen my other videos where I introduce the dolls, they have stories. And if that's ridiculous, I could kind of agree. And this might be the most ridiculous one because, anyway, you'll see as I get to telling it. But so she and her friends, her two friends, her little squad, they're the three Marys, the three M's. And obviously she's Maryellen. And a little quick before I introduce her two best friends is she's got all her meat accessories. And I put these frilly kind of socks on her because I didn't love how the shoes looked on their own, the T-straps. So that might be an anachronistic, not era appropriate. Anachronistic, that's the word, right? So now I can introduce her. I think that's all I had to say about her on her own for now. And first I'm going to introduce her friend, one of her best friends, Mary Jane. And she is Truly Me 79. As you can see, she's wearing Mary Ellen's birthday outfit, but I put a crinoline underneath because it doesn't really hang nicely on its own. I like it having that more cupcake kind of style to it, that cupcake vibe. Oop, sorry, I keep looking at the monitor. I want to make sure they're looking at the camera. So that's one of her best friends. And then the other best friend, let me bring Mary Ellen over here, is Mary Lou, who is Truly Me 103, which is just a rerun of an older doll, but they gave her eyelashes and pretended she was new. So their kind of role, Maryellen is the voice of reason. Mary Jane is the shy, soft one. And then Mary Lou is what we would call today a baddie. She's like the bad influence. She's not very easy to get along with. She only likes her two Mary friends, her other of the three M's. And the reason they hang out at making some room now. The reason they hang out at the Seaside Diner, Mary Lou and Mary Ellen, is because Mary Jane got a job there because she has a crush on Jody, who is obviously Truly Me 77. He's one of three 77s I have. The reason his name is Jody and his outfit is a little old-fashioned for the 1950s is because I originally got him and styled him to be in Claudie's collection as Claudie's little brother. But then as my Claudie collection grew, I didn't have room for her brother to take up the space that he was taking up in it. But originally he rode the scooter and had a couple of her accessories. So she is the shy friend who has a crush on Jody. So I know they're kids, but he's the cook there. And she's sort of like the cashier slash waitress. So I have her displayed in the bakery section, and he's behind what would that be called? The bar? Is it a bar? Because they're a bar stool. So he's working behind the bar making the food. Okay, let me put him over here. And one thing that, this gets a little more ludicrous. The one thing Mary Jane, as shy as she is, doesn't like about her job is she has to take her little brother to work with her every day because they're kids and he can't be left home alone. So this is Billy, and he's a customized Truly Me 75. So I have another Truly Me 75 in my regular collection. And so what I did with Billy here is I gave him a platinum blonde wig and I removed the paint from the corners of his eyes. He and Mary Jane it's Billy and Mary Jane Nguyen. So they're half Vietnamese and half, do you say Caucasian, white? And so that's why I use they're both made from the Jess sculpt. just kind of altered to look a little bit more racially ambiguous, I guess you could say. And he's wearing Maryellen's cowboy, I think it's her Halloween costume, but he's just somebody who likes cowboy movies, because in the 1950s, who didn't? And he's wearing a pair of Truly Me jeans because it was the closest match I can get to look like a color match to the blue of her skirt. And what I don't know if I mentioned that Jody is wearing a handmade outfit and some off-brand shoes that I found on eBay. They might be like Temu kind of things. I'm not too sure, but I just found them on eBay. They fit, they look cute, they're a perfect match. And the only thing he's missing is the apron, because the Seaside Diner that I bought was secondhand and it was missing some pieces, but I knew at the time that I bought it that I was going to also grab the, I think I had actually already pre-ordered it by the time I found the older one locally. So I knew that I was going to get the newer set, and I'm going to Frankenstein the two sets together to make one big long set and more detailed. So I wasn't worried about him not having an apron, because he will after tomorrow. And so it's okay that the set is missing some things. It's not just the apron. And there are two components to Maryellen's collection I forgot to say in the beginning, but if you've seen my doll room tour, you probably, and if you remember it, I mean, you probably know that there's another component to the Maryellen area, and that I have a domestic, like an at-home side. And right now, Nenea is currently displayed in the kitchen, but that's only because I haven't received the second part of the new Seaside Diner yet. And her storyline, she still is Nenea, that's her name. I don't really read the book, so I don't know what her story is exactly, but she has moved to Seaside. I'm assuming that's where they live, Seaside Diner. And Maryellen, being the voice of reason and the welcoming one, is trying to befriend Nenea, but Mary Lou isn't having it. She's standoffish, and the only person she likes aside from her two Marys is Billy. So she's protective of him as a big sister, but she does not like Nenea. So Nenea, when she gets to move up there, I'm gonna have to seat them really far apart, because the baddie over there is going to be in the background, kind of like trying to intimidate her. And then the final doll I have right now, but she's not the final one for the collection, is a doll named Charisse. I think I can make these all fit. She's Truly Me, 21. And she's wearing, I think it's a play outfit, Maryellen's play outfit. And I have to put her on her doll stand because when I bought her, she was in old, used condition, and it said so in the listing. But that's what I wanted, because I wanted her to be able to sit really well. Because when you get a new doll, it's really hard to get them to stay in seated positions for a really long time. So I haven't developed her story perfectly yet, because she has a sister character who's coming and is going to take Nenea's place, Nenea's place in the at-home part. And I'm just waiting for Cinderella to restock, and then she'll go into the kitchen wearing Maryellen's Dachshund pajamas, the dog, because I have Maryellen's dog as well, and he's also displayed in the kitchen. And I think this might be all I need to say, aside from the fact that I'm going to do a little final farewell tour to the Seaside Diner as it is, because as I've said 13 times in this video, I'm getting the rest tomorrow, and it's going to change. And so this is like my last chance to see it as it is. So hopefully that was enough, because this is like a really quick video, especially for me. I'm impressed. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. And I will do an unboxing when I get the Seaside Diner, and then hopefully I'll get around to Frankensteining the two sets together fast enough that I can end with another splice in video like I'm doing right now. So hope you enjoy the last moment with my older version of the Seaside Diner. So this is my one last chance to take in my Seaside Diner, the old one, the scene as it is right now and has been for months. So I'm going to try to get in every detail because once I get my new one set up, I'll never see this setup again. And even though I wasn't planning to have it for this long, I still got a little attached. I do love this little scene. So, because I'm trying to get everything, let me try to turn on this jukebox, which, if I'm honest, seems a little bit possessed at times. So it might take a little clicking around. There. I don't know, I'm kind of glad that my possessed jukebox decided to play the saddest song on the air because it's bittersweet. Okay, see you next time. Okay, so it's tomorrow now, and I just got back from my drive to America to pick up this huge Seaside Diner that the box is so ginormous that it almost didn't fit in my car. I had to put it in my back seat, and that was not an easy task. And it's unfortunate I had to put it in my back seat because it's so big that the agent at the border was suspicious of the package, even though I tried to show her the Mattel sign. And luckily, last night I printed off the receipt from American Girl's website because obviously it's not going to ship with one. And it was the only way she would let me through was by showing this receipt. Anyway, it's not the only thing that I picked up. I also got the replacement from the display case, which if you look behind me, Tiana's in the one that's incomplete because they sent me they sent me the first one with the missing pieces. Instead of sending just missing pieces, they sent me an entire new display case. And I also picked up the birthday outfits that were released Thursday morning. I'm obviously not going to open anything right now. I'm really too tired. And this is Melody's Christmas dress, which was being sold by a marketplace on Walmart. So this is the kind of thing that happens when I go to Buffalo to pick up my stuff. I usually have this big haul to bring back, and this was a bad one because it was such a long drive. The weather was nice, and I have to go through Niagara Falls to get to Buffalo, which is a tourist spot. It's a big place to go. And wow, it was 3 hours each way, which is not usual. It's usually between an hour and a half to 2 hours. So this was just bad. And the reason I'm adding this part on at the end is because I remember last night when I was recording, I was really excited to get this put together and expecting, it would be in the next couple of days. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm gonna have to figure out how to do this on camera, unboxing because it's so big, and how I'm gonna just work it out, like taking apart the other one to use it in pieces in here. So that's the point of this. I'm just to let you know that it's going to be a while before I can get around to this. And obviously I have other unboxings to do in the meantime, so wish me luck. Okay, for real this time. Bye.